There is an abundance of health, happiness, and prosperity for everyone. Your source of supply does not depend on anyone but yourself. Hey, Captain Phil here. You're a great person. If you're not already a great writer, you're going to be one. I know it in my heart. I can feel it. You bought this course because you wanted to be great, and now you are. You're a great person. Whatever you do will become great, and I believe in you. You matter. Here's a lesson for today. In the script below, I've listed paragraphs from two authors, Joseph Conrad and an author you may not be too familiar with. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Bercovici, Romanian author Bercovici in the 1920s. I really enjoyed reading these paragraphs, and what I did personally is I rewrote them. I copied them, and then I just rewrote them word for word until I came to understand their technique, how they wrote. I thought these were very beautiful examples, and so I'm listing them here for you. What I want you to do is take them off this page, copy and paste them, put them down in a notebook or in your writing books or however you're writing, and just copy them word for word. Do it a few times until you get a feeling of how they write. Doing this is very, very important to develop your technique. It's like you were working with a great master and copying the great master's artwork to develop your perspective. Give it a try. Right now on the screen, I'm going to put the paragraphs down and read them to you. But I want you to copy them from the page below and rewrite them. Between the darkness of earth and heaven she was burning fiercely upon a disk of purple sea, shot by the blood-red play of gleams. Upon a disk of water glittering and sinister, a high, clear flame, an immense and lonely flame, ascended from the ocean, and from its summit the black smoke poured continuously at the sky. She burned furiously, mournfully, and imposing like a funeral pile kindled in the night, surrounded by the sea, watched over by the stars. A magnificent death had come like a grace, like a gift, like a reward to that old ship at the end of her laborious day. The surrender of her weary ghost to the keeper of the stars and sea was stirring like the sight of a glorious triumph. The mast fell just before daybreak, and for a moment there was a burst and turmoil of sparks that seemed to fill with flying fire the night patient and watchful, the vast night lying silent upon the sea. At daylight she was only a charred shell, floating still under a cloud of smoke and bearing a glowing mass of coal within. Now this next passage is from Bercovici, 1920. It's the story of Franuta, who escapes her father's clutches in the middle of the river and links up with another one of her tribe and takes off. It's really an interesting story. The beginning is real fantastic. I'm going to read it right now. Light and soft, as though the wind were blowing the dust off the silver clouds that floated overhead, the first snow was falling over the barren lands stretching between the Danube and the Black Sea. A lowland wind, which had already hardened and tightened the marshes, was blowing the snow skywards. The fine silvery dust, caught between the two air currents, danced lustily, blown hither and thither until it took hold of the folds and rifts in the frozen land and began to form rugged white ridges that stretched in soft, silvery curves to meet each other, growing mountains of snow. The lowland wind, at first a mere breeze playfully teasing the north wind, like a child that kicks the bed sheets before falling asleep, increased its force and swiftness and scattered huge mountains of snow. But the steadily rising drone of the north wind soon mastered the situation. Like silver grains strewn by an unseen hand, the snow fell obliquely in steady streams over the land. A great calm followed.